Hey Flosstube, this is Lisha, the Southern Ladybug, and I just want to say thank you so much for the awesome welcome after my first video. I wanted to come back and do another one. I had so much fun, and I like showing off my stuff. So thank you for the warm welcome and all the nice comments and likes and subscribers and views and everything. It was fun. I just wanted to come and do a quick little segment to show you something that I finished. I'm probably gonna have to do these in bits and pieces, kind of like Dina Half Stitch Cross Stitch does, because when I finish an animal, a crochet animal or something, it's out the door as soon as I get it done the next day. So I can't hold everything until the weekend until I'd have a time to video. So I'm gonna just do a quick little update when I finish something, and when I get enough stuff done to make an actual video, then I'll put it all together and show you guys. So this is what I finished. I did do a little bit of stitching, I will say that, but I've had a lot of crochet stuff to finish, so I wanted to show you this guy that I finished most recently. This is Claude. He's an octopus. And I have to stand up and show you how big he is, because he's massive. He is 4 feet long, tentacle to tentacle. I can't even get it in the picture. He's got these awesome eyes underneath. How cool is that? I have made, this is probably the biggest animal I do, and I have made, I think this is number 4 or so. These have been very popular. They're so much fun. They're a little time consuming though. They take probably longer than anybody else. But I've got to get him to his new home today, so I thought I would just show you real quick what he looks like. I did do, like I said, a little bit of stitching, so I'll show you that. I didn't get to, I have taken the last 30 minutes, like I said, every night to do something other than crochet. I stitched a little bit, I made some scissor fobs, I worked on a couple of hats for somebody, an ornament for an ornament exchange, and a little bit of stitching. That's it. So this is my only true work in progress. Only thing that I'm actually working on is Nora Corbett's sleigh, because I finished all the reindeer, and now the sleigh is the only thing I have left to do. I think the only thing I really worked on was this bottom part, those ribbons and the rail of the sleigh. But that's what I've gotten done. Not going to be done by this Christmas. That little string right there, here's a pro tip for you. When you're first starting, sometimes you can't tell what's up and down on a pattern. So I always put a little piece of string at the top corner so that I know that that's up. And it always puts me in the right direction. I don't get started going the wrong way. The other thing, that's all the progress I've done. So here's my stash enhancement for the week. I finally gave in and hooked up with the Victorian Motto sampler threads monthly. I kept seeing everybody talking about them, so I had to have them. Aren't those beautiful? These are my colors too. Pinks and greens and blues and purples. I love that. Those are pretty, and they're so soft. Everything everybody said about them is spot on. So I had to get in. I had to get in on that. Only other thing I'll show today, real quick, is a couple of the scissor fobs I've worked on. These weren't showing up very good earlier, so I don't know. They won't focus very well. But some purple. I found a new medium alcohol ink, and that's how I did the inside of this dome. And it's fun. I like it. It's blurry. Sorry. One that says Paris. Some pretty green. A Christmassy one. It's fun. A little lobster claw to attach to your scissors, or a zipper, or whatever. Ooh, that's pretty. Y'all know I like sparkles. And this one's fancy. Got all gold and crystally on it. And a crown. I like that one. Okay, that's it for today. Y'all have a great day. I'll see you soon. Bye. Hey y'all, here's part 2. I had a few minutes this morning before work to try to show you something that I finished last night. Stayed up way too late last night trying to finish this thing because I am over it. Over it. I'll pretty much try to make anything that anybody asks me to, and one day I'm going to learn not to do that. And there's some things that I will never ever make again. This is number 2 on my list that I have found that I will never ever make again. I made one of those little Paw Patrol Dalmatian dogs, whatever his name is. Marshall, I think. Anyway, never going to make one of those again. These big animals don't have too many parts and pieces, so they're pretty easy, and even the parts and pieces are big, so it's not real hard to get everything put together. But these little animals and dolls and things like that, too many parts and pieces, and they make me crazy. This took way too long to make, and I certainly don't charge enough to do this. So don't anybody get any ideas. Don't ask me to make anything like this for you. I'm going to say no. And you can't afford it. So last night I finished Princess Poppy the Troll. Have any of you ever tried to make hair out of yarn and having to brush it? It's not fun. It gave me fits, but she turned out pretty cute. The only thing I remember about trolls is we had these little pencil toppers in school that when you did them like this, their hair flared out and then you could straighten it and all. And that's really kind of what I want to do to hers. Just twist her so she'll fuzz out. But I put a little rubber band in there. And she turned out really super cute. She turned out good. But that hair was crazy. She's a little kinky. But it is South Mississippi, so everything's kinky here. I didn't mean that bad like that. But let me show you what came out of that hair. This is what gets brushed and lost, and this was yarn at one time. I have pink fluff everywhere. Everywhere. You use one of these wire brushes for dogs, and that's what you brush this out with to make it smooth and separate the fibers and everything. So now I have a big bag of polyfill. Pink polyfill. How special. I'll use that on something. I don't know. We'll stuff a pillow with it or something. But I have pink fluff everywhere. I found it in my bedroom last night. I don't know how it got there. But it's everywhere. So I just wanted to show y'all this real quick because I'm going to have to get this to her today. She's going to her new owner. It's a Christmas gift for a little girl who loves the Trolls. Apparently they watch it on repeat all day long. I have a few more minutes, so I thought I would just kind of finish up this video and show you some previous finishes. I showed you my whip yesterday. I don't have plans. I don't make plans because I don't follow through for one thing. But if I make a plan and I want to do this, well, something prettier and more shiny is going to come along, and I'm going to do that instead. So I don't hold myself to any kind of hard set plans for the year. Stitch what I want when I want. If something comes up bigger and better, I'll start that too. So I have two finishes, cross stitch finishes for the year. But I get down on myself when I think about that, but then I look back at all the other projects I've done, and I've got like 50 or more crochet projects, so I've been productive. I finished Oh Say Can You See, hands-on design. Super cute. I'm going to do the entire series someday. And I think I'm going to alternate, and this one's obviously going to be finished as a drum, but I think I'm going to alternate them and do one drum, one pillow, one drum, one pillow. Thought that would be cute. I've got the velveteen to finish that. Me and my stitchy friends are getting together next month sometime and going to have a little finishing weekend together, so I'm going to finish that. And then I don't know what I'm going to do the rest of the time. Either help them or fluff. Or start something else. Maybe I will finish my sleigh. That would be super. That would just be super. And, oh, I didn't look this up. I found this on Etsy. I forgot to look it up. I don't know how this Flosstube business works. Isn't that pretty? Pretty hummingbird. I think Minty Stitcher posted something on Instagram that was, I don't remember the animal, maybe a wolf or something like that, that she did. And I just fell in love with it. And so she gave me the link to the Etsy store, and I went and looked, and I found this and a dragonfly. I found some other stuff that I wanted to do. I don't know how I'm going to finish this. Somebody suggested a hoop, and I thought, oh, that would be pretty and hang on my wall, but I don't have enough fabric out here. It's got to be a really big hoop, and I don't have enough extra fabric to make that happen. So then I thought about a project bag out of it, but I may just, I don't know, I may just hang it on my wall, frame it and hang it on the wall, because this was the only, I just bought a little scrap. Katrina, at one of our retreats, had just a scrap of fabric that I thought, ooh, that's perfect for that. That will be pretty. I don't think ahead and think what I'm going to do with it when I'm buying stuff. I'm an impulsive buyer. And then I got my, oh, I got a new one. Hang on. I used to take just Cross Stitch magazine a long time ago, and it just started piling up in my house, and so I stopped for a long time. But my nephew had a school fundraiser where they do the magazines and stuff, and so I looked through it and found this, and I thought, well, I'll find something in there, I'll stitch. So I got my ornament issue. There's some super cute things in there. I've been seeing people stitch some things out of it, and so I've been looking through and finding some stuff. I got right on that. Then I got the December issue, and the front cover, super neat. I'm going to do that. Got all kinds of specialty stitches. I think that's cool. I like those kind of things. Isn't that pretty? And then yesterday I just got the February issue, and it's got another one for February. I guess it's going to be a series. I hope so. because I like those kind of things. Put them on top of a box or just frame them. Maybe I'll frame them all together. That would be neat. But those are pretty. I like that. Oh, here are the pins for the Just Another Button Company pin minis. Or just pins for the Oh Say Can You See drum. Why didn't that focus? Oh well. Y'all have seen them before. Last weekend, we went to Jennifer's house and had a sewing day. Her sister Bridget found a pattern that she wanted to do for a project bag or tote bag. And so we got our stuff and all got together and sewed it together. And mine turned out super cute. How cute is that? The puppies. Why won't you focus? There we go. I don't know how to make it do anything. Red and white polka dots. We even made handles. It's super fancy. Put a zipper in with a zipper tab. And there's my inside. Like a bandana with puppies. More puppies. And it's got pockets and it's awesome. I don't know how to sew, but I can do pretty much anything with good instructions. And that's what gets me in trouble with these dang dolls. I'll try anything, and I usually figure out it was a bad idea way too late. And I'm already in the middle of it and can't turn back now, so I just have to trudge through, and then it takes me way too long, and you know, oh well. I did that with a quilt a couple of summers ago. I don't quilt. I've made a couple of baby quilts, and those turned out really cute, but they were small. I like small, instant gratification kind of things. But my mom, years and years ago, pawned off on me a whole quilt topper kit that she bought like maybe up in the Amish country or something on one of their trips. I don't remember where she got it, but she's had it for years, and then she gave it to me and I had it for years, and I was like, yeah, okay, I'll get right on that. I don't know how to quilt. I don't know how to applique, and was very intimidated by it. But I was going through my craft closet and looking at stuff, and I was like, this crap's got to go. I get like that, it overwhelms me, and then I just got to finish stuff and get it out of my life. And so I did that with that quilt. A few years ago, we would all get together over a summer and have like a craft camp. We'd go to, Bridget has a timeshare. And so we went to Birmingham one year. We went to Goshen, Mississippi one year. And we spent the whole week just doing nothing but crafting. We'd bring all of our crap and set up, and if you wanted to sew, if you wanted to stitch, if you wanted to whatever. So I brought that quilt one year. And there's a quilt shop down there, so I bought fabric, all the extra fabric that I needed for it. But I spent the week making all the squares, and it was for Sunbonnet Sue. And it had all the pieces were already cut out, all the border pieces and all that, to just make the squares. Then you had to buy the extra, the sashing and the backing and the binding and all that. So I just went at it. Maybe I watched a YouTube video or something. It's amazing what you can learn to do on YouTube. I figured out my machine how I could do a zigzag stitch to applique it on. So I appliqued them all on. I got all my quilt blocks made that week. I was so proud. And then I came home and started putting everything together. It was a queen size quilt. That was a challenge in just a regular little brother sewing machine. I would lay it out on my bed, clean bed, wouldn't let the dogs in the room. So I couldn't get any dog hair on it. And I'd lay it out, get it all straight, pin it, come back, roll it up, come to the sewing machine, sew. And I just quilted, I stitched in the ditch and just quilted it easy around all the squares. And then when I got finished with that, I actually hand quilted around, like a shadow stitch around the little girl, all the way around each block. That was interesting. I'm not very good at that. I don't know why. As much as I cross stitch and things like that, I don't hand sew anything if I can get away with it. My stitches weren't the same size. They weren't the same length. But it turned out fine, and my mama liked it. So that's all that matters. She usually gets a lot of my crafts, things that I stitch or crochet or whatever. She's like, "You doing that for me?" Okay. Yeah, I guess so. But she appreciates it very much, and she loves it, so that's okay. But she's stolen a lot of my stuff. This is a couple other things I've been doing. Made some more scissor fobs. I gave myself, permission to do something else besides crochet the last 30 minutes every night. I stitched a couple of nights, but I made a lot of scissor fobs too. And then I have about 15 or 20 minutes in the mornings before I go to work. And I'll finish something up then too. I changed my routine in order to have a little extra time to do some things I wanted to do. There we go. Pretty purples. I like that one. Y'all know I like sparkly stuff, so a lot of my scissor fobs are sparkly. This one's cool. It's got a little seahorse. And this one's got a charm, a little seahorse charm. How do I make it focus, y'all? I don't know. A couple of these have little point protectors that go on the tip of your scissors to help it protect your scissors, so you don't poke yourself in your bag. Christmassy one with a little mitten charm, point protector. I like making these. These are fun. I love buying beads. Another one with the mitten charm. And a Christmassy one. I guess that's could be a poinsettia, kinda. Not really. But that's pretty. Blurry. Sorry. That's pretty much all I've been up to lately. I could show y'all some previous finishes, but maybe next time. I'll show you a couple of Christmas ones. 'Tis the season, because then it'll be too late. And a couple of people have asked me to show my craft room, and maybe one day. This is my yarn wall. All these bins are filled with yarn, and it holds most of it. I have a couple of Rubbermaid totes over there with all this fluffy chenille yarn that I use for all the animals, shoved in there in space saver bags and sucked down to give me a little bit more room. That has helped tremendously. Controls that stuff. There's a lot of fluff in there. This is a Mill Hill pattern. It was out of a book. I have several of the Mill Hill books, and I just love these. The only thing about them is they're expensive. Not the book itself, but any pattern you want to do out of it gets very expensive. Buying all the beads and the treasures and all that, a lot of times I'll substitute Mill Hill beads for Delica or whatever I can get cheap-ish. But then you've got to buy the treasures from them. You can't, most of those you can't find anywhere else. But this turned out so cute. Santa and his reindeer. A good place for it. Sleigh. And it's sparkly. It's on a opalescent something. I've had this for years. Done. There's more beads than there are crosses. Isn't that pretty? I like that. That's my favorite. My mom's been trying to talk me out of that for years too, and I haven't given in. I ain't giving it to her. I like it too much. It gets displayed at Christmas every year. And this one I finished just recently, and I didn't plan very well. I didn't look up the pattern. I'm pretty sure I sold this one on eBay. But, so I have no idea what it is. I probably have it written down somewhere. And I finished all the cross stitching on it, but the back stitching was just a bear, and I wasn't looking forward to it, and it was hard. It's not like just outlining something along the edge of the stitching. It cuts across stitches and goes every which way. So I put it off forever, and then finally I said, okay, this has got to go. It's got to get done. And I sat down and did it, and it really didn't take that long once I got going on it. But the back stitching just makes it pop so much, and so much detail. Pretty nativity. Behold, I bring you good tidings of great joy. Unto you is born a Savior. I just think it's so pretty. Lots of detail in it. And then I was able to fit it just in a ready-made frame, gold ornate frame. I just think it's pretty. So I leave that up in my craft room all year too. All right, guys. I guess that's it for this session. Next time I'll show you some other stuff that I've done in the past. I've gotten all of the animals done that I promised for Christmas. I have one other that was promised for the first part of January. So I'm working on that, and we'll finish that up this week before I leave to go out of town for Christmas. Leaving probably Sunday morning to head to my parents' house in North Louisiana for Christmas and come back Christmas Day. I have to work the next day. We do get Monday and Tuesday off, which is nice. So I will finish that cow up and get that to her after Christmas, but I'm going to take stitching with me to my parents' house and do nothing but cross stitch. Not crochet, give my hands a break. Oh, speaking of that, I've been doing a lot of crochet, and it's so much more enjoyable because I have these awesome, fun crochet hooks. I just recently found these guys, ergonomic hooks, and they are a godsend. Worth every dime. That was a Halloween mystery hook. I didn't know these existed. I have a couple of sets of just regular hooks, but somebody I follow on Instagram uses these guys, and so I started following some of the people she follows, and I finally bought some, and they help so much. And they're fun. They make me smile. These little lightning bugs, they glow in the dark. How cool is that? Most of these I've gotten from Chloe Rebecca Boutique on Etsy. She does some really cool stuff. This one's just glitter. You can't go wrong with glitter. Oh, I don't know how to make it focus. I'm sorry. I'm doing it on my phone. Patriotic. She'll do a mystery hook club too. You sign up for like 3 months and you'll get a mystery hook that she doesn't release anywhere else, just for the hook club. This was one of them for July. I like that one. And this is one I ordered. A ladybug one. I couldn't resist that. I had to have that. It's broken though. I broke it. And it doesn't stay, but it still works fine. And it's a ladybug hook. The one I use for all of my, I'll show y'all next time, all my animals is a size I. And it's in my bag already ready to go to work. I take my stuff with me to work, and any downtime or lunchtime opportunities I have, I'll put a few stitches in. But it's a pig. It makes me happy. It doesn't take much, but it's the little things in life, people. Find little things in your life that make you happy. You need every little bit of help you can get these days. So that's it. Y'all have a very Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and I'll come back after the New Year sometime and talk to y'all again. I so much appreciate again all of the love I've had and the shout outs. Jen from Jen's Stitching Niche shouted me out. Misty Purcell, Luminous Fiber Arts, she shouted me out, and that was so sweet. I'm honored. I am so honored by that. One little shout out I'll give is a newish floss tuber that I've been watching, and they are so much fun. Y'all got to check out the Sunshine Stitchers. EJ, Gary, and Sheila, they are a hoot. Y'all need to check them out. Sunshine Stitchers. They're so much fun. Okay, guys, that's it. Happy stitching. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. See y'all later.